Many thousands of people, perhaps even a million or more, are watching a process in Washington, D.C. It's in hoping for passage of Social Security Fairness Act. This is H.R.82. It originated in the House, and it was the Social Security Fairness Act of 2023. It worked through in 2023 and finally passed the House in November 12th of 2024. So almost 2 years it took to get through the House of Representatives. Since then, it has proceeded to the Senate. It went through the House and proceeded to the Senate, and then the Senate completed passage on December the 21st, 2024. And the message of passing the Senate was sent to the House because it had originated in the House. And so December 27th, 2024, the House presented the bill to the President for his signing or for his veto. So I want to talk about how that 10-day period works. It starts when it is presented to the President, and so it would be December 27th. It was presented to the President. It passed the Senate in late night proceedings. It was about midnight on the 21st of December. It was approved in the Senate. It was approved in the Senate by a vote of 76 to 20, so overwhelming support in the Senate. It also had overwhelming support in the House. Now, where do we go from here? It's been presented to the President. The President has 10 days to decide if he wants to veto it or to sign it into law. So that's not counting Sundays. So from 27th, that'd be 1, not counting Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not counting that, 8, 9, 10 days. It'd be January the 8th. Sorry I don't have January on here, but I guess it is up here on Wednesday, January the 8th. So that's how many days he has. Now here comes the tricky part. The Senate will adjourn and re-adjourn because the new Senate takes effect on January the 3rd, which is 1st, 2nd, 3rd on Friday. So this coming Friday, today is the 31st of December. Friday the Senate will adjourn. The Senate and the House, the Congress, will reset. The new Congress takes effect on the 3rd, and that's by law. So is that going to affect the 10-day signing period for the President? When I first looked at this, I thought, yeah, that's going to mess it up, but it has to be done by the 3rd. But it doesn't necessarily have to be done by the 3rd from what I can read. Now, if anybody has any other information or research that points them in a different direction, please let me know, post it in comments. I went to constitutioncenter.org and the Congressional Research Service, and you can just Google those if you want to check into it. And Article 1, Section 7 stipulates how this is to be handled. Every bill which shall have passed the House of Representatives and the Senate, but before it becomes law, be presented to the President of the United States. If he approves, he shall sign it, but if not, he shall return it with his objections to the House in which it originated, which is the House of Representatives. Now, if the House and the Senate want to override the President's veto, they have to pass it again by 2/3 in both houses. But the problem is, by that time, the Friday will have come. So today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so the Senate won't be in there. So the question now is he going to sign it into law, or is he going to not sign it so it fails to become a law? in this case, because the Congress is going to change it on the 3rd. So it says, if any bill shall not be returned by the President within 10 days, it shall have been, after it shall have been presented to him, it shall become a law. That's if Congress is in session. It says, unless Congress, by their adjournment, prevent its return, in which case it shall not be a law. So if he, so there's a 10-day period, and if he does not sign it, it will not become a law in this case, because the Senate will adjourn and then we'll have a new Senate. Now, this is my understanding. Now, does it, is the deadline the 3rd? I don't believe it's the 3rd when the Congress changes. I believe it's the 8th, which is the end of the 10 days, because he would have 10 days to, the President gets 10 days to deal with. The 10 days overrides the Congress changing, apparently. And there is some discussion of this on the Congressional Research Service site. Congress may override the President's veto if both houses can pass the bill by 2/3 vote. And if that's the case, they override the President's veto and it becomes law. Matters are more complicated if the President does nothing by the end of the 10-day window. If Congress is in session, the bill becomes law. And that's called default enactment. If Congress is out of session, however, the President has no place to return a bill that he or she wishes to veto. So he can't veto it, and Congress won't have a chance to override his veto. So that would be called a pocket veto. If he, in those 10 days, if he does not sign it, in this case, it will not become a law. But the President does have the power to sign during this 10 days. So in my opinion, and some of the readings I've read, he has until January the 8th to sign the law. If he signs it, whether Congress is in session or not, if he signs it by the 8th, it will become law. And that's my opinion. When I first read it, I was really concerned that by the 3rd, when Congress changes, would be the deadline. But in all the reading I've read, the President does get a 10-day window to sign the bill to make it become law. So it's his option. If he signs the bill, it becomes law. If he does not sign the bill, in this particular case, it does not become law. It becomes treated as a pocket veto. Okay, so I hope that helps. I'll try to do some more videos on the Social Security Fairness Act. There's a lot of sort of misunderstandings going around about this, who this applies to and who it doesn't apply to, and whether people contributed or not. In my opinion, it just treats everybody the same instead of cutting out the 3%. But I'll discuss those things in other videos. Hope this helps somebody, and thanks for checking in on it. Bye now.